Alright, we got the names on the right side. Alright, let's do this one. We're going to start off in the Merkava. Ruric telling me that he actually wanted to play Merkava and Akatsuki more so than Aziz Riha, but said that, you know, he might feel it later on. All in all, this is supposed to be for fun, so let him play what he wants as we get into this one. So this is actually really good, though. I wanted to see, like, a longer range character versus Wagner, as we're going to have, like, Byakuya versus Wagner later on. So I'm pretty excited to see how that dichotomy plays. You can sort of categorize Under Night characters sort of into two categories to start. Obviously, they break down farther on, but a lot of matchups go down to, like, long range versus short range. And this is a pretty big situation that Merkava has to deal with, is that being a 6-frame character versus a 5-frame character, dealing with this pressure right in front of their face. Ooh, accidentally took the corner. I don't think Snappy expected it. And Ruric was able to take advantage, takes the corner as well. Was able to win Vorpal. Yeah, is able to take it. Unfortunate towards the end there, but I think the rest of it looked really, really good. Wake up. Yeah, got the shield. Good stuffs. Going for the big damage. Hit that IW. Woo, an easy 5K. Hit it again. Woo! Yo, the consistency. The consistency on the shield. Mwah. Mwah. You gotta love it. Oh, nice block. Woo! Anti-R2C wasn't able to get the full combo. Tried to pick it up, but Ruric takes care of the scramble. Ooh, nice defense. Oh, unfortunately did not run up far enough. Snappy was able to take advantage. Sword charge. Nice throw track. Take him to the corner. He's got 200, but he does not have Vorpal. He's going to spend it on the IW. I forgot that IW does hella damage. Even tacked on at the end of a combo. And that's going to be the first game going to Snappy. You really love to see that punish, right? It's one of those punishes that even if you lab it, it's not going to be perfect. But that's a good sight right there, especially. Ooh, gets hit by the overhead. Just going to tack on an easy 2K from full screen. Nice. Already getting responses out from Ruric. There's already a really, really cool back and forth between how Snappy and Ruric are pressuring each other. And they're sort of already playing that RPS early on in the set. I missed the last flip. Early spent for Ruric. Fine for him to spend that cycle super early on because we just had Snappy spend that cycle. So him spending it first meant that Ruric was able to spend it as well and still have a big time to fight for that cycle. Especially with the life lead, it made a lot of sense. Oi! Got that corner carry. Stripped. Ooh, got thrown right out of it, but that veil off definitely has the comeback factor. Oh, no. Is it going to be it? Yeah, oh, yeah, definitely. Tacks on the IWEX. Easy peasy. That veil off damage makes it nice and simple for him. Woof. Great comeback here. Snappy was basically sitting at like 25% for most of that round, so... Good defense. Warding that momentum style that Wagner's so good at. Yeah, just waiting out that... Oh, just the last second. I thought he was waiting out the grid break and just blocking a bunch of stuff. But tried to get in at the very end. Nice defensive shield. I'm trying to do a reversal dive kick. Sorry for Nightbot, by the way. I still haven't figured out how to kill him. He's too strong. Woo! Round start 2C. Doesn't get a full combo off it. And more importantly, did not get the buff that Wagner needs in order to start her momentum. Snappy actually able to win Vorpal there. Still gets the hit though, so Ruric's going to be able to waste a lot of that time. Not if he drops the combo, immediately spends that Vorpal on the CS. But still pretty neutral for the both of them. A slight life lead for Snappy. Nice punish. He thought he could get a free sword, but not a full combo. The idea was there for sure. Punish. Spends the meter on it. Gonna spend that time. Oh no! Yeah, just got it actually. There you go, gets the throw. One more time. Classic Wagner stuff. Woo! Overhead. Picks it up. Gonna tack on a little bit of extra there for that 3K. Sets up the worm from full screen. Woo! Oh, he tried. He 100% tried to get out of that. But tit for tat, unfortunately, spent his own meter, so. Nice. Jump back dive kick. With the carry with momentum, this Oki's super important. That cycle, very, very necessary. Gets it with the assault and the hit to boot. Doesn't get the full combo, but the side switch with the throw. Taking up the screen positioning. Nice stagger delay with that 5B to open up Ruric. I'm going to send it to just... I thought he had Vorpal before. I feel like I didn't look at it a second ago. Oh no! Oh, the shield was there too. That sucks. Alright, spend the meter on it. Just got a little bit. Yeah, I'm gonna set up the worm. A lot of really nice shields. Ruric still has the Vorpal. Still gets hit after the throw tech. Unfortunate, but that means that Snappy is going to take it and is up 3-0. And I believe I hear Zhennii in my ears.
That is me.
Hey, how's it going? Thank you for joining me on commentary and being an actual expert. And instead of just me yelling about how he's doing really good staggers. Oh, all right. So you know what? That was one of the things I did not know a lot about from the Claire changes was the IC jump B and how that was supposed to be implemented. Drops the ender, but in a good position. Nice 4B anti-air. Is going to be able to get out of the corner with it. Gets a reversal throw, just needs a sliver of health left. He's got the 200 meter to do it too. Woo, whiffed on the guard thrust, but, you know, it's supposed to be a defensive option. He got out of the corner. I think it works out at the end. Has the Vorpal too. Clean up this last bit. Is that going to be enough damage? He does have the 100 meter. Yes! Just gets the 100 meter for it.
Is there a keyword for the lobby?
Oh, my bad. I just realized I like threw you in here without giving you anything to watch. My bad. All right. Hold on.
We went for the 2-2C under there. Usually people do the charged 214x charged 214x ender for better, kind of like a newer wag thing. It's important because they can't back block out of the corner against your assault. Oh, nice, perfect.
I streamed it to you because I'm stupid and I forgot to leave a thing open for you.
I'm in.
All right, good.
This matchup is interesting because if you haven't learned to dash block in this game yet,
yeah,
Merkava will teach you. There's the 2 and 4x under. That's a really nice thing to do. Mostly just because he has those really dominant buttons like 5C5 A whiff and 4A. And he also has Fireball, but Wagner doesn't necessarily suffer against these things. She has quite a bit of reward with her jump-ins if she manages to jump over 5C or 214, and she does a pretty good job playing for the grid war by just dash blocking and playing basic unis, so it's really not like... I'd say this matchup's pretty even. But, one of the things that makes it feel not so even is that 2B right there. Just because it's just such a godlike mash out normal.
Right, and it just like goes right into the range where you're asking to play.
Absolutely,
yeah.
especially with Wagner's buttons sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
She does have very dominant buttons, but some of the changes in Claire were to her hurtbox, or her hurtboxes with like 5B and 6B.
Mm-hmm.
They pull farther forward in this version, so you can have a little bit harder of a time spacing against things like Merkava's 2B or 6B when you're pressuring him. Yeah, this is kind of what I'm talking about. Is you can, and that's a good option too. Is he had a few too many hits of that drill before he CS'd, but that's a pretty good option in the matchup, especially after you block like 214A a little bit too close, because you can't jump away from you. Orbital strip?
Feels like it.
Time?
Yeah.
Oh. Oh, scary.
Oy!
Oh my god.
I got clocked in the mouth on the way down. Ouch.
Oh my gosh. That is kind of one of the other things that you have to think about in the matchup sometimes is Merkava does spend a lot of time in the air, but he's not really invincible when he's up there, and Wagner's charged 214X actually reaches a little higher than you might think.
Right, it's slightly different than like Eltnum or Seth, who like kind of delay and like move around and change their positioning and have different ways to move about. You kind of know where Merkava's going.
Mm-hmm. Misses the punish there on the 236C.
Woo! Nice!
Oh my god.
Yeah, I wasn't able to get the full combo there, but that was neat tech.
I can't believe that drill got beat by 3C. Oh my. Merkava's a funny character because Wagner is so dominant in these ranges, even in this matchup.
Yeah.
But Merkava is just a character who can always do something,
Right. The 4B anti-air does have the 200 meter. Is it going to spend it? Not going to need it. It's like one of the last hits there and is able to take it.
Yeah, it was a good choice to end with the 623C. I see a lot of Merkava's end with the bite, but I don't actually know which ender does more.
Ooh, eats up the 2A with the dive kick.
He actually could have gone for a combo that did about that much damage without using meter, just because Wagner's dive kick is a good starter on counter hit and non-counter hit.
It counts as a C starter, right? So it'll do a ton of damage. Ooh, just the
nice.
Slight delay on that 2B. Well done. I forgot to update
2B is not a button you see that often.
No, it kind of gets outclassed by 2C, unfortunately, because it has a lot of the same frame data, and 2C is kind of amazing.
Kind of.
But
actually, Kamone 2C is not very good. Please make it better. Thank you.
But it's one of those things. It's like you have to balance around the fact that it's a sword normal, and that has merit in and of itself for Wagner players.
True, and 2B does have a unique benefit, which is that it does reach farther than 2C by a pretty noticeable amount. So if you're trying to catch people like standing up to backdash or walk back or up back or something late into a string, 2B is your choice.
Ooh, red miss to death. Gonna use that BDP and get out, and then side switch with the throw. always something to expect with Wagner players. They're looking for the corner as one of like the hallmark goals of matchups.
Definitely, she thrives in the corner.
Nice side switch.
Side swap. I'm actually kind of surprised that the side swap worked from that far away.
Yeah, usually you kind of see the 6C side swap early on, but even worked out with the scaling. Woof. Oh no!
Oh no! I had a feeling that would drop. That sucks.
Oh, that feels really bad.
Moments. Yeah, it does. I feel like that's one of those moments where you're like, man, I really should have just done like CVO or something. Although I don't remember if he had Vorpal or not.
I do not think he did. I think he stripped, but he didn't have it himself.
Unlucky.
Oi! Yeah, very nice.
You should be looking to catch Mash really early on in this. Whoa.
What? I think he went for the big risk. Went for the big risk just because it's like, all right, well, I need to make something about this grid break. Grid break, like no meter in the corner. Like, I solve all your problems. Jump back dive kick.
Look, VO didn't work. I know VO is invincible and like grid breaking and stuff, but dive kick is pretty sick. I don't know.
I've definitely seen more success with jump back dive kick than I've seen VO. I'll say that much.
It's pretty good.
Delay cancel on the drill. Something that's really, really important is closing out rounds like that, having the ability to just play with those specials that move forward just like that.
Yeah, absolutely. Wagner's specials are pretty uniquely strong at, well, they're pretty uniquely strong at like beating backdashes in particular and things like that mid-screen. It's not really something that you should be doing against Wagner because delayed drill is really strong and so is ice. Oh, cheapies! So IC2 and 4. So
the fake high into the low.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's so good. It's so good.
It's pretty hard to block. You know, it's one of those things where like, yeah, you can fuzzy it, but it's not that easy, you know what I mean?
Yeah. And especially it's like Under Night, right? You're thinking once you see the shield go out, oh, I'm blocking high. Mm-hmm. Like you're not reacting to the timing in which the move comes out, you're reacting to the animation. So it's like it's a very, very hard thing to fuzzy because you're untraining your brain to look at things.
Yeah, there's that, and there's also just the fact that uni offense is just so varied that you can't necessarily always be looking for it.
Yeah.
I've played against Ruric's Akatsuki before, and I think it's pretty solid. I mean, he's just a pretty solid player, so when it comes to like playing his ranges and fighting for Vorpal, he's pretty good at it. But it looks like Snappy kind of has the upper hand in that regard right now. So we'll see like how Ruric tries to adjust. Oh my god. He's took both.
It's a very weird matchup. Just as an Akatsuki player, you like are super excited normally once you get into your far B range. You're like, yeah, it's my time. And then you have another character who's like kind of gonna murder you in that range anyway. And it's very weird, but it makes for very interesting gameplay to have another character that can play with you that close and still have 5-frame normals.
Yeah, they both have quite a bit of close-up strength.
Yeah.
So, you know, you don't necessarily see one side overpowering the other, except for, I will say, in this matchup when Wagner is near her like 6v2 range. Akatsuki kind of lacks buttons that he might want to be able to mash out on, so Wagner does have two normals in particular that outrange Akatsuki's, so in the corner you're going to probably see a lot of that.
Yeah, that's like the main goal, is to stay out of the corner, because otherwise like the movement is good enough for Akatsuki to really sort of outspace and walk back. Use those ranges to your advantage. Nice!
Yeah, use the fireballs, mix up your timing on when you go back in for some pressure. It's really funny because, you know, Wagner, of course, doesn't have a fireball, and Akatsuki does.
Yeah.
So at these ranges where they both kind of dominate each other, they just do it differently. Oh, that up forward. Oh, nice confirm.
Yeah, spends a meter on it to clean it up. Gets the buff as well. Gotta keep it safe. Woo, little shimmy. Aye!
Oh. Greedy. Like all those Vancouver shields. Oh, yeah. On that post CS, you heard Wagner being like Ikuzo.
Still has Warp Roll.
Oh.
What a monster!
Oh, Chokesies.
Aye!
Oh,
if he hit it, he had the chance.
Oh my gosh.
Does not feel good.
I think he needed to do 2B there instead of 2A. Or maybe he didn't expect like the spacing to change as it did, because Snappy did walk back, so.
Yeah, I wonder if he was afraid if that it was gonna get shielded, and then maybe 2B would have been too long to respond to like DP or something like that after shield.
Maybe. The Icy Assault J60 is pretty reasonably plus, so.
I think even on shield it's +2.
I don't remember the exact number. I do remember that I get smoked if I press there though.
Yeah.
Same thing with Wag. Her ICJC is plus on shield as well. Oh,
Flat. Yep. Two characters that have great damage on their throws. Need to use it a lot in order to open up their toolkit.
And you know, if your opponent isn't mashing on wake up, then sometimes going for a throw on their wake up is a good idea, just to make them have to think about something a little bit extra. It's kind of an annoying spot to be put in, to be honest. To feel like you have to OS after those 8 frames of throwing ball.
Yeah.
Oh, here to use the jump.
Oh, huge tech throw. That's gonna win him the Vorp roll. Ooh, nice cross under too to take the corner.
Snappy's really quick to grab the... Oh!
Ooh!
Yeah,
yeah, great awareness.
I feel like that's one of those reasons why, like, a lot of the time when Akatsuki has Vorpal and uses 2 and 4B, you really just don't want to, like... you don't even want to do anything there.
Yeah. It's a bad place to be to begin with, obviously. But it's like, if you do nothing, then he's just going to keep doing it. And if you do something, you're really risking it. But, you know, that's the reward for the character.
Right. And there's a surprising amount of mind games to be played there as well. Both before and after the CS.
Right.
Oh, nice shield.
Gonna go for the side switch? No.
Oh.
Ah, just missed the combo.
Side swap? Oh, he missed it.
Yeah.
So one of the things about the side swap there is you have to do a slight delay on 3C in order to get the side swap there.
Oh,
and
okay.
sometimes if you press it just a little too, I believe it's a little too early.
Yeah.
Then Wagner just stands there, and you look silly. Oh, didn't take a buff. Honestly, I think if Wagner puts her opponent in the corner with VO, but she's like not quite in the corner with them,
yeah,
I think it's worth to just take the buff every time.
Yeah, that's understandable, especially with all of the benefits it gives you. It's like security almost.
Yeah, and the whole point of going in VO is to be able to threaten the high damage throws, so
right.
It's just kind of weird if you don't have it, you know?
Oof. Another stagger 2A is going to open him up. In the corner as well. Going to wait out a lot of that grid break. Gets a cross under as well.
Yeah, that was cheap.
There it is.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, it was a red beat. I think one of the things to point out about Zhennii Jr. here is when he's getting the 2 and 4x like Oki in the corner, a lot of the time you really want to take shield and not sword if you're not in VO. Just because if you're not in VO, that throw combo is dookie.
Right.
And shield is just so OP anyway, so... Oh, nice 5A. That's always kind of a hard situation to deal with in Akatsuki's pressure is when he's doing like the 5AA vacuum. Just because it is pretty minus if he just does like 5AA and vacuums himself in to do nothing. So like if you try to match there, he's going to try and frame trap you, usually with something like close B.
Yeah.
But I don't know. It's a really common time to OS against his offense, but it can be called out just like any other time. So it's sort of like a clear moment in their offense where both players might choose to RPS, and it's scary as a result. That's plus, but he misses the 5A.
Here you go, dash up. Yep. I don't think he needed to do all that, but it'll do.
Well, you gotta send a message.
Yeah. I don't know, if I have 200 meter. Alright. Creativity. It's at least creative.
True, and you know, to be fair, with Akatsuki, his combos do build quite a bit of meter. It's not uncommon for him when he gets a good starter to build around 100 meters.
Right.
You know, he can afford to dump some.
Ooh, very good defense. One of the Vorpal as well. Unfortunately got opened up afterwards, but it's early in the cycle, so he'll be able to spin the Vorpal. Never mind, get stripped.
Yeah, he's gonna get it taken away. It's another one of Wagner's strengths is that she has probably the most flexibility of any character in the game when it comes to VO because she almost never has to sacrifice damage for it.
Yeah, I learned that with my studying. That she on her combos really like either has the easiest way to combo into it to like do it immediately, or does not give up a lot of damage on the max damage combos because it's always happens at the end of the combo, which is so nice. Woo! That was sick. That looks so weird too because it was like looked like the jump B vacuumed.
Yeah,
a little bit.
Akatsuki's just weird, man.
Does not belong
here.
The
most cursed stuff happens with that character. Earlier in that round, or like near the end of the round, we saw that Snappy did IW into double buffs. That's kind of the new standard with Wagner's VO style, is you end an IW and then get your double buffs. And you're plus there. We had Ruric mash out with Bitatsu there, but if Snappy just meatied with 5A, then he would take probably around 4.5k there.
Doesn't decide to spend it in the corner. Nice, catches the backdash, but no confirm. Plus frames. Pick it up.
Oh my god, Bitatsu.
No! One more B button. Might have double pressed it early on and only got one.
That should be it.
Yeah.
Don't drop.
No!
I'm sorry. I did this to you.
Oh no.
I should have said anything, man.
Yeah. Gets a throw. No tech. Oof. I think he ran.
He's getting the better of those.
Yeah, he did like dash block and realized nothing happened, and then wanted to take his turn, and just bad timing. Woo!
Man, Ruric does not care.
It's great. It's you know he's becoming an Akatsuki player when he's doing that because it just feels so good. You can't not once you see it.
Oh, what in the world? That
dropped? Didn't get the pillar to hit. That was weird. Thankfully, they were way up in the air, so didn't get punished for it. Just stick the 5B in that range, see what happens.
Yeah, hit him with the boot. The boot is pretty ignorant, so
it's so good.
Just let it rip.
It's like one of the best pokes in that range, if not the best.
Oh, he's so ready for that.
Yeah, I saw the walk back. Goes for the full combo that time, almost. It's a very tricky combo.
Wow.
Got the cross under. big situation for Snappy here as he takes the corner, gets the hit. He has Vorp roll, has 200 meter. Hey! Yeah. Just very smart from Snappy, though. He did not need to overextend with that much benefits to him.
He finished with the step, bro. That's messed up.
I feel like that's the Wagner dream.
It is kind of the Wagner dream. It's really unfortunate, too, because the 2AD Ender is so bad.
But it looks so cool.
It does look so cool. There's some, like, niche scenarios where you can do, like, her new IC 2AD Ender in Claire. And do things like safe jumps, or depending on what buffs you have, you can do some more fun stuff. But it's just... It doesn't allow you to get a buff afterwards, really. So that's the reason why I say it's not good.
You know what's funny too is that a lot of the Claire mission mode stuff got changed for the, like, sort of based on how people have learned to play the characters. Like, I know that the guys at French Bread really look at competitive play because I saw how, like, Akatsu's mission modes changed, and I'm like, you guys looked at how people play the game. That was not the case. No, I mean, trust me, like, not all developers do that. There's some combos that still look whack from launch to, like, 5 years later after, like, multiple patches. But Wagner's mission mode has always ended with 2AD. And it makes me happy because it's like, man, they really want to make this move. Like, put it in their brain.
Yeah, they totally just added that move because they were like, oh, dude, this is sick, bro.
You gotta appreciate it, honestly.
I like how Snappy went for the 2 and 4x frame trap there and used CS to keep himself safe. That is something you have to be really, really careful of when you're fighting Wagner. When she presses her force function, which is like the shield bash, standing shield bash move, it's special cancelable and -2. So if you try to take your turn there, sometimes she might try to hit you with a special afterwards.
Right.
So if she has CS especially, that's something you have to be careful of. Oh, wow.
Yeah, I just didn't respect the CS.
Yeah, it was a combo. It was a weird combo drop. It was like one of those combo drops where, like, you didn't expect it to drop there, so you, like, move on to the next part of the combo.
Oh, that
you're just holding on to, like, the IC2 and 4-8, and you just let Jesus take the wheel.
Dropped the ender there, so wasn't able to get the great Oki that air throw gives you.
Akatsuki's up forward J6C is so cheap.
Yeah. It's such a massive hitbox. Oh, moving forward, unfortunately gives up Vorp roll, but is gonna get the hit, so he's gonna waste a bit of the time here.
He's taking to the skies.
Spends the meter, gets that great knockdown. Oy!
That sucks. It's fast, man. It's hard to stand shield. It is kind of one of the unique weaknesses of Wagner as well, just because she's not, like, as good as some other characters at you know, policing that sort of angle. Sure, she has, you know, a standing anti-air, but you know, if Akatsuki's kind of jumping around, a lot of the time Wagner just sort of has to let him do it.
Right, that, like, 45-degree angle is not it's not perfect, because a lot of her anti-airs actually just go straight vertical, more than anything else.
See, in that scenario, after the rebeat, if Snappy just chose to wait and walk back a little bit, Ruric actually took a big risk there with Bitatsu. So that Bitatsu would whiff, and then he'd get a big punish.
Ooh, nice confirm. Stuffing out Bitatsu. Attacks on the IW at the end. Does have the 200 meter. He bet it all on the throw.
Oh my gosh. I wonder if that was a case of he tried to get the shield as well, and then realized he didn't get it, and was like, oh, alright, here we go.
Alright. Side swaps with the throw. Ayy!
I've seen some Akatsuki's try to do that when they have CS to bait you into swinging into it. I feel like it was a misinput.
It feels like a misinput, but not know for sure. Gonna strip.
Yeah, if you don't police their wake up after taking the buff, then this kind of stuff can happen to you.
Right.
It feels kind of bad too sometimes because, you know, now Snappy has lost quite a bit of, actually all of his meter.
Yeah.
And didn't really get anything from it.
Yeah, I basically wasted that entire VO meter. Got that shield break towards the end, so it wasn't all for naught, but, you know, it still feels like a big waste. Nice 5A anti-air. Full confirm as well.
Yeah, you know, that's the risk you run playing that style. But the reward is just so insane that, I mean, it looks like, you know, it looks good, right?
Right.
The Tatsu and then the IW because it does 4,233 damage. But a 5A combo in the corner there would do 4.5.
Right.
So even with that, even with spending all of that meter as a Akatsuki, the RPS is still out of your favor.
Telling you, that's why that's how I know he's becoming an Akatsuki player. You just feel it. You see the 200 meter and your mind goes blank.
Your eyes roll into the back.
Yeah, you're just like
wildly.
It's like they know the 200 meter can mean I can make Bitatsu safe, but I'm not gonna do it.
Okay, so he opts to try and police it there, which is good.
Oof.
Oh, that was kind of hard to tech.
Yeah.
It came a little too late though, because you wanted to CS there really, or IW.
Yeah.
But
Hey! Tile Crusher. Yeah, and I think I liked Ruric spending the Vorpal early on. He gets out of the corner, gets the meter. It was early in the cycle. So it made a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Pick it up.
My god. You have to be quick, because that'll happen.
Yep.
I swear fighting Akatsuki as Wagner, there's so many situations where you're just like, oh my. I'm sure it feels the same the other way around.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, so what happened there? Drill in Claire got a lot of changes, and it's pretty bad. And the reason that it's bad is because every time you use it, you subject yourself to RPS that's out of your favor.
Right.
And one of the layer 1 things that you can do to beat the drill follow-up is walk out from under it. You hold forward as they do the follow-up, and if they leave a gap that is 2 frames or more, you just pop out behind her and she misses. So you saw Ruric try to go for that, but Snappy, knowing that, went for ICJB, which leaves a 1-frame gap there, and if it's a 1-frame gap, you can't walk out against it. So that was really good by him.
Ooh. Whoa! That was a very nice regular hit confirm.
Yeah, seriously. Police it, police it!
He's got 100 meter. Everybody panic.
Okay, Ruric learned. He's not walking out. He's like, okay. Oh, gave away the cycle there.
Yeah, unfortunate.
Oh,
yep. And that will be it.
Yeah, that's it.
10-4 Ruric. Good, or to Snappy, sorry. Good stuff. That was a lot of fun. GG's.
My son has made me proud. That's so funny that his name's Zhennii Jr.
You know,
he used to be Knots Jr., but now he's Zhennii Jr.
You know what's funny too is the first 3 matches where I was commentating alone, I kept looking at his name because I'd be like, all right, what side am I looking at? All right, this side has this meter and this health meter. So I'm like, all right, and I had to pause every single time seeing Zhennii Jr. is not Zhennii. It is in fact Snappy, and it took a lot of work, but it was good. But that was a lot of fun. I learned a lot about how, especially to see that from the Akatsuki versus Wagner side now, which I know way more as an Akatsuki player, to see what you were mentioning throughout the set and what you thought were key notable features, because like you said, there's a lot of times when I play against when I play against Wagner, I feel like, man, I have like 0 range versus this character. She stands outside in her 5B range, and I just feel like I lost.
Yeah.
Because like one of the things I always like tout as an Akatsuki player is like, you got these awesome long ranged in his own range. I mean, like fast normals in his range that get to count 7 frame far B. Like it just counter pokes so well, except for in this matchup where it feels like it really doesn't.
Yeah, you know, they both, when they're on offense, they both have their own sort of brand of oppression. But Wagner's is definitely more in the... She plays almost like Aurier in the sense that she sets herself up in a safe position outside of your range, and in order for you to hit her, really what you have to do is you have to figure out when she's going to run back in and do something and then take your turn there. But that's pretty ambiguous, right? Like,
right.
She has a lot of control there, and it can make being in the corner really difficult to get out, even if you don't feel like she's breathing down your neck.
Yeah, and especially as like I feel like Wagner as a character has developed from ST to Claire. Even with the changes, I feel like the changes is actually, obviously it's made the character a lot less steamrolly. She doesn't get one block or something like that and runs her game off of it entirely. But it feels like that because of that, Wagner players have gotten a lot smarter. They feel like that they have been a lot more patient with how they approach their pressure, because they have to be. But it opens up, I think what that's done is that it's actually opened up a lot of new places for people to stick their feet into and like get opened up in that way, where they feel like they can take their turn. But because it's like, oh, before this is where, you know, 241A would happen, but now it's not. And now it's like, okay, well, because that's the case, like I'm just playing in this like effective range that Wagner's so good at now.
Yeah, there's definitely something to that. You know, she can't rely on a gapless pressure reset like she used to. So she's having to play a little bit more of the footsies game, and it helps a lot more. And it's fine that she has to do that because she has this new VO style. Although, you know, there's still a decent amount of development to be done when it comes to exactly like how you might want to adjust yourself when it comes to figuring out how to get the most out of your VO against, you know, X opponent. But it does help that when she's in VO, it almost doesn't matter what you do. The risk reward is in your favor just because the damage is so high. Right. You know, you space Akatsuki out. Let's say you have 150 VO meter left and he chooses to be Tatsu. Sure, he might counter hit you and then do, you know, 42-33 with his IW. But if you counter hit him, you're doing 6K. So, you know, it's one of those scenarios where it's like, okay, well, are you going to pick something? Because I'm going to pick something, and you better be right, because if you're not, you're going to die. Yeah, it's just like the game in general just becomes like so much scarier. Because you're just sitting in VO, you get the increased damage, throws become scarier. You know that any block string has an extreme likelihood of ending in a super or ending in plus frames in some way, shape, or form. So it's like, and it's largely because the VO is ticking down, so you're kind of expecting it every single time, because it's like, when's he going to spend it? Is he going to spend it now? Is he going to waste it? Is he going to make me think that I'm going to spend it, but I'm not, and goes for the throw? And like, because everything is so much more rewarding than it was before, in VO, that it becomes scary, like frightening. Yeah, you should see Wagner Dittos. They suck. I try. Players are like, oh no. I try my best. Like, we've had a couple of mirrors on for these exhibitions. I think like mirrors in Under Night are actually not bad unless it's like Batista or Yuzu's kind of weird. Honestly, I don't see very many mirrors. Just in general, like in the community, I feel like there's just so many people who play so many different characters. I feel like I just don't see it that often.
And I might have unnaturally created more than normal. But the one time, but like having like we had one time where we had Melody and Angel on for Hilda, and that was like so much fun. Yeah, and I really liked having like that sort of is very like sort of full screen, like a lot of really like good knowledge that goes on between those two players, and they know a lot about the characters. So there's so much little stuff that was going on. I feel like
Angel is fun to watch. She's so flashy.
Yeah, she is. She's a really good character. All right, that was our first set. I will just start setting up for the next one and see if Masum is ready to go, and then we can start whenever.
Alrighty. Yeah, that was a fun one to watch. You know, Snappy's a good friend of mine, so it's always fun to see him play Wagner, because I don't ever see him playing, but I know that he like has one.
Right.
So now I have, you know, something in my gunny sack to go yell at him about later. When he pops into the channel, he's like, "Hey guys, how's it going?" I'll just be like, "Snappy, why are you taking sword? You're not in VO. What is that?" Oh, this one was in there. I'm ready for the invite.
All right. Were you the one under like a bunch of lines?
Yeah, barcode.
Okay, wonderful.
All right, thanks for letting me commentate.
No, come on in afterwards. If we have some time before 5 o'clock after the set, come on through and we can talk a little bit more about the set.
Okay.
All right. No, thank you for commentating. That was a lot of fun.